I bought this Tripp Lite UPS for 20 bucks. At the time, I thought I had found one of those deals that was almost too good to be true. Turns out, it was. I spent the next couple of hours testing batteries, replacing batteries, and taking this thing apart. And trying to figure out why my $20 bargain wouldn't stay on.
25.
The funny part is, there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. I found this Tripp Lite SMART1200LCD UPS sitting in a used computer store. It's a 1200 VA, 700 watt, line interactive UPS, and these things cost a fortune new. So when I saw 20 bucks on the price tag, I figured, how bad could it be? That question would come back to haunt me. When I got it home, this is what happened. The screen would light up, show about 3 bars of battery, and then shut right back off.
Right.
Now this is an older UPS, and UPS batteries don't last forever, so I immediately suspected these. 2 old, sealed lead acid batteries. That seemed easy enough. Inside are 2 12-volt, 7 amp hour batteries connected in series, and together they make a 24-volt battery pack. Before spending any money though, I figured I should at least see what I'd already had. So I grabbed my multimeter, and immediately got this. Overload. Okay, let's try that again. Still, overload. So I separated the batteries and tested them individually. First one read over 12 volts, and the second one also 12 volts. Which sounds pretty good for a pair of 12-volt batteries, right? Until you know what 12 volts actually means. 12 volts is really just the name on the battery. It's the nominal voltage. A healthy, fully charged 12-volt lead-acid battery should actually be somewhere around the high 12s at rest, roughly 12.7 or so. So batteries sitting around 12 volts are significantly discharged. And considering this UPS wouldn't stay on, I thought I'd found my problem. I had it. $38.68 later, I had 2 brand new batteries. And these looked much better. Both were much closer to 13 volts. So with the 2 batteries connected in series, I should have had somewhere around 25 to 26 volts. Except, there was that overload again. And this is where I made my first discovery on this project. The batteries weren't overloading anything. I had my multimeter set to 20 volt DC range, while trying to measure a battery pack with more than 20 volts. Yeah, that'll do it. I moved the meter up to the 200 volt range. And there it was, 25.9 volts. Exactly what I should have been seeing. So the batteries were fine. The multimeter was fine. The only malfunctioning piece of equipment at this particular moment was me. Still, I had brand new batteries now. And if the old batteries really were the reason the UPS wouldn't stay running, this should definitely fix it. $20 for the UPS, $38.68 for the batteries, $58.68 total. For a 1200 VA UPS with brand new batteries, I'd still call that a pretty good deal. Assuming it actually worked. So this was the moment of truth.
Oh no.
Nothing. Brand new batteries, 25.9 volts, same exact problem. That's when this stopped being a battery replacement and turned into troubleshooting. I actually stopped recording for a while at this point, because I wasn't really making a YouTube video anymore. I was just trying to figure out what the heck was going on with this thing. Off camera, I unplugged it, disconnected the batteries, pressed the power button a few times to discharge anything that might still be left inside. I even tried the reset button on the back. I put this thing back together, plugged it in, and tried again. Same thing. At this point, I was starting to wonder if I just spent almost $60 building myself a heavy paperweight. So I did what I usually do when one of my projects starts fighting back. I went and talked to my good old friend, ChatGPT. And somewhere in the conversation came a question that should have occurred to me much, much earlier. How exactly was I turning it on? Because this entire time, I'd been pressing the power button. But on this UPS, you're supposed to press and hold it. Oh. So after replacing 2 batteries, learning how to use my own multimeter, taking the thing apart, resetting it, and questioning whether my $20 bargain was completely dead, I tried something revolutionary. I held the button down. And would you look at that? We've got power. It lives! That was corny.
It's working.
Of course, getting this UPS to turn on isn't exactly the same as proving it works. I bought this thing for one reason. If the power goes out, whatever is connected to it needs to stay running. So I connected a load. Everything was running normally. And then I did the thing a UPS is specifically designed to deal with. I pulled the plug. And there it is. It switched over to battery, and everything kept running. So after all that troubleshooting, my supposedly broken $20 UPS was never actually broken. And that's when I looked back at these, the original batteries. Remember, both of them were discharged. They were sitting around 12 volts instead of the high 12s I'd expect from fully charged batteries. But there's something I couldn't know from that voltage reading alone. Were they actually bad? Or did I just spend $38 replacing perfectly usable batteries because I didn't know how to turn on a UPS? My $20 Tripp Lite SMART1200LCD UPS works. I learned that OL doesn't necessarily mean something's broken. Sometimes your multimeter is just set wrong. And apparently, sometimes a power button requires more technical knowledge than I anticipated. So I've now got $58.68 invested in this thing, with a brand new battery pack, and 2 old batteries that might still have some life left in them. Looking back, I probably could have saved myself a lot of time and $38 if I just read the instructions. But then I wouldn't have gotten a video out of it. And for just under $60 with brand new batteries, I'll absolutely call this one a win.